Morning, gardening friends. This is the garden journal for May 1st. It is a cold and windy day, probably about 40 degrees, and we had a frost last week. Right now it's just cold and windy. It'll be blooming here in the next couple of days, and everything else is full. This bed here will be empty because all these things will go dormant in July. The daffodils, mystery lilies, poppies will bloom and then turn brown, and I trim it back. This area here that I dug up all the daylilies from, I'll be planting this later on after May 15th. Around here, May 15th is the date at which you can assume there's not going to be any more frost. The trumpet vine here is going to grow pretty good. I'm going to put it around the top of the swing. Hopefully I don't have any problem with it escaping over there or over there, because sometimes it can escape all over the place. And I hope this wind is not too big of a problem. But I think the tulips have really lasted a long time. I guess I didn't realize how long tulips last. There is early and late blooming ones, so the ones we're seeing now probably are the late blooming ones. And I need to go along and deadhead some of them. Like, see right here, these will be forming seeds here pretty soon, and so I need to cut that off right about there. Look at this columbine here getting ready to bloom. The lupine here is doing really good. I've tried to start it from seed before, and I've never had it come out this well. This is the second year too. I think when I tried to start it before was in flower pots, whereas this is just, I just sowed it directly into the soil. No asparagus yet. I'm starting to think that part of the problem is this fence is shading it out, so it doesn't get enough sun, which is probably why I have such poor returns, poor yields of asparagus. There's no sun. This area over here, this whole side, now it's going to be it's going back to all flowers like it used to be. Here's some of the hardy lilies that are still here from then. There's some tulips back there. Until I let the raspberries take over the whole thing. I'm going to put the raspberries back there. Christmas rose is still blooming. It's got new growth here on top. Despite the fact that it's in this Lamium ground cover, it's doing really well. Here's how windy it is. This big old limb fell out of my neighbor's tree last night. deadheading a few of these tulips. I think that's one of the secrets to making your tulips come back next year. I mean, they are. That's my Brunera. Still blooming pretty good. Second year there for that. A lot of these tulips are still coming on. Here's some that are just starting up there. So I think those are called late season tulips. Look at the peonies growing up. The bleeding heart is doing really good. This is a nice big old plant. It's doing really well as you're growing into it. Despite the fact that it's back here growing in the ferocious ground covers. Oh, they're getting ready to bloom. Look at that. Here is the dog teeth violet that I moved over here. Doing just fine. Here's the one little stalk of asparagus I've got so far. And I think there's just not enough sun in this location, because this has never been a very productive asparagus bed. All this is 2 big rows of asparagus here, and it's late every year, and I can only assume that that's because there's just not enough sun here. You've got the fence block part of the morning sun. And then late in the afternoon you've got the house. Here is those moonflowers we planted the other day. Oh look, it's time to take the cover off. Some of them have come up. It's hot over here in the sun. Of course, it's got this heat net underneath it. Here is some plants I bought the other day. It's a begonia and a geranium.